Hey everybody, welcome back to TerrificCon. I'm super excited because we have the legendary Mr. Dave Johnson. Sir, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, I don't ever know how to respond to that because people are really polite here, and I'm from New York, so I'm just used to like, fuck you. And I'm like, all right,
Well,
no.
go fuck yourself.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. That's so nice of
Yeah.
you to say, sir. So I have to say, I feel like you're definitely like probably one of the best cover artists that I myself have had like the most work signed by. I have like everything you did on Daniel Way's run of Deadpool signed by you. Thank you again. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I read in a previous interview that you have this long process of doing an image. I think it's like 100 ideas filtered down into like
Well, yeah.
one.
I mean, yeah. I learned early on that if you give an editor too many choices, they're usually going to pick the worst one. So I try to eliminate all the bad ideas in my head before I even kind of draw. And usually it's like my first idea is usually the best idea, but then I explore other possibles. And it also comes down to what I'm capable of actually doing.
Right.
Like doing well.
Right.
It doesn't always work. You know, I'm not 100%, but that's kind of how I approach it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just bring that up because I think there's so much, and this is a weird question to ask, but do you have is there a favorite, or is you can't choose? It's like,
I've had favorites.
Okay.
It's a lot of times it's situational.
Yeah.
You know, like on 100 Bullets, I did that rubber stamp cover.
Yeah.
I mean, that was funny to me because I thought I was going to get fired because I was getting paid to paint.
Right.
And then I turned in this thing that I literally did in less than an hour. And not only did they accept it, but they freaking loved it. And, you know, Karen Berger herself, who I didn't have any contact with, actually reached out and told me how much she loved it. And I was like, whoa, you know, that's
1 hour.
That's a crazy.
Right.
It really changed my thought process on how to do a cover. You know, not every cover has to be hyper rendered or hyper painted and all that to be a good cover. It can just be a great image.
Okay, fair enough. So another one of your projects I absolutely love is Superman Red Sun that you did with Mark Millar. And I know
Mark Millar.
Oh, you know, I can never get it right. They really do. Mark Millar, Mark Millar.
Well, one's with an A, one's with an E.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Everyone, sorry, Mark Millar. And if you contest, this man will fight you. He won't, but he might. So you never know. So you work with Mark. He was handling the script, and you handled the visuals for a bit. And you did a lot of research. And this was pre-internet, Russian culture, propaganda, all that stuff. But I do know that you said that if you if you could, you might have done certain things differently if you were working on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you always feel that way. You know, that was a weird project. I was going through a lot of turmoil in my life around the time where I just kind of had to give it up and put it on the back shelf. And thankfully, where am I going? Killian Plunkett really came through, and it was almost a seamless transition, you know, which could have been really bad, but he's such a good artist that we meshed together perfectly, and it all worked out. And it's funny that Mark Millar, that was supposed to be his coming out thing that he did, and but by the time it did come out, he was already well established, which helped the sales even more. So I think, you know, everything worked out in the end, and it was good.
Yeah. So I also read that you met Henry Cavill at a premiere, and he said he was a fan of the book. So what was that like?
It was at a Warner Brothers DC party at San Diego.
Okay.
Where they had all these famous people, and he was one of them. And I don't even think Superman had come out yet.
Right.
But he was sequestered in a bungalow.
Right.
You know, guarded by a bunch of big guys that were even bigger than him.
Right.
And nobody was getting in there.
Right.
And I took a shot. And I told one of the security guys, I said, hey, the guy who drew Superman Red Sun is out here. And I knew in an interview he had talked about how he looked at it as inspiration.
Right.
And that got me in. So, and the guy is way better looking in person.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm straight, but damn, you know, it was like looking into the sun, how good looking this guy is. So, but he was super sweet.
Right.
And me and Jimmy Palmiotti met him. We got photos together. Unfortunately, Jimmy had his finger over the flash when he took my photo.
Oh, no.
It's like the worst photo ever. Jimmy's photo is amazing.
Right.
I got him good.
Right.
He did not return the favor.
Oh, man. That's that. Well,
I never let Jimmy live that down.
No, absolutely. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So another thing that I read that you were also heavily involved in helping to design Ben 10.
Well, I designed it.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Not helped.
Yeah, sorry.
They gave me, literally, when I showed up day one, they said all the development we didn't like, we tossed it all out. We're not going to show you anything.
Right.
Go. And so I designed that whole damn show.
Right. And I also know originally it was supposed to be a project based on Dial H for Hero, right?
Well, that's what the original guys pitched.
Right.
And then over a 3-year period of development,
right.
I think it changed. I don't know who changed it.
Right.
It changed from human heroes to alien creatures.
And you, like I said, you designed everything.
Just about.
Yeah. And it was a kind of like a short amount of time, and you pumped it out, and it all looked great.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of designs that I look back on and wish I had done something different, you know. But I mean, I think for the time I had and the budget and the pressure cooker and the fact that I'd never designed a show before, I mean, theoretically, I think it, now it's like, I think it's made over $7 billion.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Which I get zero for.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, when the toys first started coming out, I went into like a lower producer's office, and he had literally from floor to ceiling the toys.
Right.
And I said, "Oh man, these are amazing. Can I get a set?" And he goes, "Yeah, Target's right down the street." And I was like,
"Wow,
yeah, wow, that's how you're doing me. Like, I know I'm getting screwed, but now you're screwing me without even lube."
Right.
I was like, I think I'm
gonna buy you dinner. He was like, "No, you pay."
That's one of there was a couple other reasons, but that's one of the reasons why I was like, I think it's time for me to not do this anymore.
I feel bad asking you the question now. I'm
sorry.
No,
it's fine. It's fine.
So the last question I have is, you were also instrumental in I believe the Drink and Draw.
Yeah. I back in 2005.
Yeah.
I kind of sort of knew Dan Panosian and Jeff Johnson, but we weren't really tight yet. Mm-hmm. And they were really tight, and I was kind of jealous of their friendship. And I was like, how can I get them to go out on a regular basis every week and draw and all that? And that's how I did it. I kind of suggested it, and next thing I know, it turned into a global thing.
Yeah.
So.
Have you gone to events and you have that smirk like, I'm
the Johnny Appleseed of drawing and drinking. So once again, another venture that I've made literally no money on. So
all right,
I'm obviously not very good at making money.
You know what? Listen, I'm always glad to give you some of my money because
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So the last thing, is there anything that you're working on that you wouldn't mind just promoting? Like anything coming up?
Actually, it just got, I guess, released today. I just saw it on the internet. I'm doing a series of covers, variant covers for DC.
Nice.
That are all based on fake comic book ads for like weird products.
That's fantastic.
So the first one I did, it's Superman's heat vision glasses that you can buy as a kid. And he's fighting, and I did this style like old printing and shitty reproduction and all that. So I've got a whole series of different products that Superman could be hawking.
Oh my God!
And I mean, if it's popular, maybe we'll do some for Batman. Maybe we'll do some for Wonder Woman.
Listen,
I don't know.
Hey, listen. All right, everybody. Well, everybody, keep an eye on that. And there's no money back if the heat vision glasses don't work.
Yeah.
And
don't look in the sun.
Don't look in the sun. No,
straight in the sun.
Oh no, definitely not during an eclipse. Well, everybody, stay tuned for TerrificCon. We got a lot more coverage, and check out this guy.
Excelsior!